Hello. So just thought I'd very quickly go over the range of tools that I've been using for the past few years when doing big proper WordPress projects. So first of all, Elementor and Elementor Pro is the key tool that I use for every single project without fail. All other page builders and kind of pre-built themes never really work for their purpose, and building websites using HTML and whatnot just really not efficient. You can whack out an Elementor website in a few hours if you know what you're doing, and there's enough tutorials and whatnot to get started, no matter your skill level. So on top of Elementor or WordPress plugins, so we also have Rank Math. So the old SEO plugin for WordPress used to be Yoast SEO, and then it just kind of got really bloated and really bad. And Rank Math really does shine now. It's fairly new, but I'd recommend it over anything else, and it combines a ton of plugins into one, so it's really lean and efficient. So using Elementor with Astra theme is probably the best. You can also use the Hello theme, which is Elementor's base theme, which is just a bare bones website. It's a bit too fiddly to work around with, but I think if you do have a bit more time to start and plan it out, then I would maybe look at Hello instead of Astra, just because the default stylings and Elementor's new theme and colors systems work really well with it. Croco Block. So the Croco Block suite is a bunch of different plugins with a bunch of different functionalities, some of which enhance Elementor's basic stuff like adding new elements, and some of which really change the entire system. So there's one plugin set called Jet Engine, which basically helps you create and display custom post types within Elementor, and you can do dynamic posts and archives and relationships. It's really powerful. So WP Rocket is kind of the go-to industry standard for optimization, and just out the box, it works really well. They really know what they're doing. So if you're doing a LMS or learning-based project, I'd recommend LearnDash, and then I'd also combine it with MemberPress. These two just seem to work really well together and just seem to be the best options available. I looked around at quite a few different solutions for both of these things and just found these were the best, and we've built a multiple seven-figure website off these two alone. So other than actual WordPress plugins and whatnot, that's the core that I would use on every site. Some other stuff is Uptime Monitor. So the other day our site went down because we hadn't renewed our hosting bill, and I got an email and then got in touch with it up within an hour, and that was about 10 p.m. at night. So lucky I saw it. But Uptime Monitor just monitors your websites. It's free for I think 10-minute intervals or something like that, or you can pay to get more frequent. Loom is really good for video editing and kind of doing quick recordings like I'm doing here. I'm actually using a different tool which I'm just trying out just to test it out. So who knows if that's good. It's the first time I've actually used it, so there you go. But yeah, Loom is great. You just record a video, click done, and send the link, and it's already uploaded. It's amazing. Google Docs is just outstanding. You can go to Google, type Google or docs.google.com/create, and you have a blank document, start writing. Beautiful. And of course you have Excel and all of that sort of stuff. Zapier as well. Wistia is my go-to for video hosting now. It's significantly more expensive than YouTube, which is free, and Vimeo, which I think is free. But Wistia is just insane in terms of customization and speed and security. It's really hard to scrape a Wistia video to download. So also Envato Elements. So if you don't want to use, Elementor comes with a bunch of pre-made templates and whatnot. And what you can do is, if you have an Envato Elements license, you can use their Elementor templates as a really good starter for any site. Basically, as Envato used to be with ThemeForest, they now have Elementor blocks for just about every single category. Each theme has maybe 10 or 15 different types of page, and sometimes variations of the page, which work really well on top of that. And you can just kind of pick and choose what fits for you. Trello is just the best. Kanban boards are the way to go. Plan things out, become a Trello Power Master, and you or your projects will thank you. And finally, Zapier. Zapier is something I got into in the last year, and just the use of automation just with everything above is outstanding. Really good, really solid. You can send forms to webhook to Zapier, and then Zapier to anything, Yeah, CRM, Pipedrive, and also ActiveCampaign for email marketing. It's kind of bad to use, but it does the job and is pretty cheap. And of course, that links in with Zapier, and Zapier also works in MemberPress, LearnDash. We've set up some crazy stuff. And also, shout out to Affiliate WP, because Affiliate WP links in with MemberPress and LearnDash and everything else, and also Zapier. So moving on, for hosting and domains. Domains I go to Namecheap, and also for quick one-off hosting, which is normally really cheap, especially on their sale periods. Namecheap is just 100%. I think I got some decent enough shared hosting for $7 for a year, and just did the job. But when moving up, managed WordPress hosting, Kinsta, Flywheel. Kinsta's good. We've had some issues when trying to kind of move on to using some remote database stuff. Their security settings are really tight. So if you're okay with that and you would never be messing with that, I would recommend it for large sites. I can't speak for Flywheel, but I know they have a good reputation, and I'm pretty sure it's just the same thing. And then Inspiration, Dribble, and Coolers. I'm not sure if I spelled that right, but you can get color schemes and Dribble, which is great. So there you go. Hope that was of some use. Thanks.